At this stage, our preliminary investigations have presented us with 3 possible scenarios for the explosion. These are ignition of methane gas in underground stormwater systems due to sewage ingress. The second possibility that we have and considered is the ignition of natural gas mixed with air, which is oxygen in this case, in the underground stormwater drainage system of the service ducts. The third and the last possibility that we have is the ignition of gas from a gas pipe burst. At this stage, only one of the above potential causes appear to be warranted. Accidental leakages of natural gas into the service duct reaching explosion concentration levels of between 5 to 15% and was ignited by a source unknown at this stage. The source of gas in the service duct is unknown. Investigation in this regard will continue to try to locate the source over the next few days. Buildings adjacent to the collapsed road have been inspected. You would recall yesterday we've indicated that we still need to look at the structural integrity of those buildings, and we can now indicate to you we sent through a technical team of civil engineers, structural engineers, and they've now inspected those buildings. And at this stage we can report to you that there are no signs of failure that have been detected, and the buildings are regarded at this point as structurally sound for occupation. We have also assessed the gas leaking into the atmosphere, because for us it becomes then quite important in terms of occupational health and safety. And that we've been assured by the environmental services and the air quality controllers of the city that the gas leaking into the atmosphere poses no risk to residents, as the concentration reduces rapidly in open air. So as and when there's a level of leak and the smell, it then subsides quite quick.
As we are aware, there is only one distributor of natural methane-rich gas at this stage. What we indicate is that a leakage could be either from the main line or it can be from a distributor, in other words a consumer, that a line may have leaked even from a building and then feed back into the cavity under the road. The cavity is built of bricks, and that is where the main electricity lines are running under it. And that is when it actually entered and it get to the level of 5 to 15%, the explosion occurred. The roof of those structures collapsed, and that is what you see as the indent in the road. So where the cracks open a bit, it's a bit of the roofs that were hanging from the sides on pieces of reinforced concrete that will just collapse further down. The structure itself is about 3.5 or 4 meters wide and about 4 meters deep. And that is why you will still see movement. It's just rubble collapsing into the hole. It's not further movement of the earth. It's not further cracking or severity. What our colleagues are also doing from EMS is that they monitor the gas levels, and they have monitored the level up down to about 3% in the tunnels this morning. It increased to about 7% when they start working on the Equali lines to just do the testing for us, but it will be monitored. And that's why we're going also with them, monitor all the basements tomorrow to make sure that all the buildings are safe, and then also do all the manholes.
So the area that is off, it's feeding from Bree substation. It's just up the road around here, and not far away where the incident has occurred. And for obvious reasons, we could not be able to restore power to the area. And one of the key reasons is that we need to first make sure that it is safe, because our infrastructure, as you may know, it is also underground in the tunnels. And through the damage that is occurring, that has occurred there, you will appreciate the fact that you need to be safe as much as possible. And as energy and gas together, electricity and gas together, will cause a serious explosion. So we could not restore, firstly because of the fact that we need to do thorough testing to make sure that all our cablings are intact and they are not damaged. And before we do that, we must also make sure that we do that within the safe environment, and meaning that there's no any stench of gas or smell of gas in the area, so that if there is any problem, when we test, we inject a direct current into these cables, and any spark may cause a further problem in this regard. So we are cautiously, as soon as we get a clearance that it is safe to do so, to do our testing, then we will start with the outgoing feeders that we have that indicated that there was a bit of a problem. And then upon identifying where the problem is, we should be able to respond to the problem and detect and make repairs if there is any damages, and thereafter we'll then retest again and restore the supply back to normality. So all this process will be, it is dependent on other processes to take place first. So as soon as the site is cleared safe, then we'll also start with our work from our side. Thanks very much.
1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, go! Go! Guys, you need to go forward.